All right, welcome in, welcome back. Good morning. We have a Bears Film Room divisional playoff game preview. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. When I say it out loud, it doesn't really doesn't make sense. But we have Rams Bears tomorrow, 5:30. Vic, before we hop in, like we always do, how are you feeling this morning?
Man, it's another crazy weekend. I mean, I got this. So last weekend it was IU first.
Probably the best. Top five for you.
Oh, that's number one. That was the best weekend of my for football. I got to go to the game, watch them get spanked, and then had one of the craziest thriller playoff comeback wins in Chicago Bears history. Watching it at a Packers fan's house. Come on, like that. I'll never forget that weekend. But now we're here, divisional round, and we're about to do it again, except now the stakes are even higher because now the Bears are 2 games away from the Super Bowl, and IU's literally playing in the national championship. So this whole season has just been surreal, and we'll talk about it. We'll get into the show, but if the Bears can figure out a way to upset, really, that's what Vegas is saying, to actually upset the Rams. I mean, this might be and at least in my lifetime, and I'm including the Super Bowl run in 2006, the craziest Bears season that I've ever witnessed. Because I think the 2006 team was expected to do well. I think 2005, they had a pretty decent team. You look at the roster was pretty good on both sides, minus the quarterback. But this team just the way they've won, 7 comeback wins, and they might have 8 if they do something crazy this week. It's just been a crazy year.
I think you're 100% right. Is it 7 now? We're
7.
at 7, probably 8 after this weekend. The Bears are, it's going to be hard to replicate because, you hear sustainability, that talk in regards to, is this sustainable that the Bears winning games like this season? Obviously they've proven it is, but most teams and most outcomes like this or determinations, as far as like next year or what that looks like, it's not going to be easy to replicate next year because everything's different. The ball might bounce a different way. You just don't know. So you got to strike when the iron's hot. And right now the Bears are playing really, really interesting football, right? Good football, at least in the fourth. But now the NFC, it's big. It's really wide open. You look at the Seahawks. Sam Darnold hasn't thrown a football since Thursday. He has like an oblique issue. Adam Schefter reported this morning, I think, which is kind of crazy. So if you beat the Rams, I mean, the NFC Championship game might be the Seahawks if they can pull through, if Sam's is fine, or it could be the 49ers, right? Who you almost beat. So it's 2 games away from the Super Bowl, and I think it's a real possibility. So, but we're going to get into all of this, the preview show for the Rams versus Bears. Before we hop in, hit that like button, subscribe. I think we're almost 14,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Crazy.
And then, of course, our Apple, Spotify listeners, you guys have been showing love as well. So we appreciate that. Vic, you can follow Vic on IG, Twitter. It's Ficky Baby. Of course, myself on all socials. You can see my at here on the screen. Follow the pod. Right now, we are doing a Bears-Rams playoff ticket giveaway. Currently, it is blown up. We appreciate you guys. We're giving away 2 tickets. Section 300, and so it's really, really, really awesome. You can check out all the details on one of our Twitters, BFR, Fix, mine, for all the entries. We're going to be announcing that winner at 7:00 this evening. Give whoever wins hopefully time to prepare. If you're in Chicago, it should be good. If you're anywhere else, we'll see. But we're super stoked.
I was going to say, we've given away some crazy games. So last week, obviously, the playoff comeback game, and I think it was, I don't remember her name, Aaliyah or something. Her and her boyfriend went and enjoyed. I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry.
I have it bookmarked where I bookmarked all of our winners.
Posting photos, seeing them enjoying it is awesome. And then the week before, not the week before, because that was a Lions game, but we gave tickets away to the second Packers matchup. And that game was crazy. That was the DJ Moore walk-off, and that was
the DJ Moore walk-off. I think that one's probably the best one we gave away, and then the second one is probably last week.
You know what? They're so hard to tell. I think the first one ended with a bigger bang. Like a walk-off touchdown is crazy.
Yes,
but to witness that 4th and 8 by Caleb and just that again, the biggest comeback in franchise history. That's over 100 years. Biggest comeback in the playoffs by the Chicago Bears in their franchise history is crazy to witness. So hopefully, our ticket giveaways have been good luck, and maybe you guys see another thriller game winner here.
It's
this week against the Rams.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to give away any. Well, the rest of the season possibly, but we've given away some of some all-time games, at least 2, I think, all-timers. And it's been really cool. Like I said, we won't be able to do this without you guys, right? We try to give back as much as we can, and so I think we're just stoked that hopefully this thing can keep going. We've already been looking at the NFC tickets prices.
Dude. Yay! Those are.
I don't know. We might have to get some partnerships going here to go ahead and get at least the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, I think nosebleeds are like $5,000. It's going to be nuts. Maybe like a half a seat. You're going to get half a seat, or you can standing room there.
Yeah, you probably get standing room at that point. A watch party ticket outside the stadium, but
So anyways, though, we appreciate the support. Super excited to give back. Hope you guys are, enjoying the season just like we are. I was thinking about it, the off season, right? It's going to be a little bit shorter this year because we're playing into mid-January. We could be hopefully playing into February. So that's kind of unique. Otherwise, typically our off season starts October. If you're really being honest here, man.
Yeah. It's crazy.
About the draft in October.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into the draft, looking at some prospects, still getting excited because I love the draft. I've always loved the draft as a kid. I used to, when the draft was on Saturday only, I used to, when I was 10, I would sit there and watch it with my friends, the whole Saturday. So I've always been a draft guy, and I just love it, the whole experience of it all. But it's been weird because I've been trying to not look at a lot of draft stuff or really hold off because I'm so used to it, but it's taking me out of the present in the moment of what this team is doing right now. So I almost feel like it's a disservice to all of the amazing things that happened this season. So I haven't been deep in it like I normally am, but I will tell you once this season's over, whether that's, hopefully not tomorrow or February, I'm excited to talk that draft. It's going to be some good stuff. A lot of defensive tackles and edges in this first round that I think will be perfect for the Bears. As we know, they need to load up on that defensive side. So should be good stuff. So stay tuned for our offseason content because we're going to have a lot of jam-packed in there.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and we'll hop right into it, Fick. Bears versus Rams. We're going to kind of go over like we always do every single week. Again, first of all, check out sportsmockery.com. The show obviously presented by them. You can check out all of our work, our articles over on Sports Mockery as well. I'll have my bold predictions coming out probably in the next couple hours. So you can check that out for the Bears versus Rams. Always love doing that column. So, but Vic, I guess we'll go ahead and start like we always do. Injury reports, correct?
Yeah, let's go into it.
I should know this by now.
Yeah, I hope so. But let's go into the injury reports. It's nothing too crazy this week. Probably the healthiest we've seen for us. Obviously, we have to start off and say TJ Edwards out for the season. So it's not like we have no injuries, right? There's definitely some people who are out. We lost Theo Benedict, who I know we didn't talk about this since the last game, but that tearing a patellar is actually a really damaging injury. And I think I was seeing someone was talking about the data on it from respectable sources that only 50% of players that tear their patella come back to anywhere near their normal, I would say level of play. So not great. Doesn't mean he can't do it. Science and medicine's been getting so much better in the NFL. They used to say that about ACL tears, and now people bounce back from those in 5 days. So we'll see what happens. I'm not projecting anything on Theo. Oh, sorry, I said Theo Benedict. I meant Ozzie Trapillo, but definitely a big injury. So we did lose those two. Okay, now getting to the actual game injuries. Really, the only one to call out here is Nick McLeod. Now, I will say that is of importance because he has played a lot because, as we've known, this defensive side of the ball has had plenty of injuries. So, having him out for a groin isn't great. Now, luckily, he's not a starter. He's a depth piece, but still, you kind of want to have as many of your guys ready to rock and roll. It is nice, though, that C.J. Gardner-Johnson, even though this is a different position because Nick McLeod typically plays outside, you have C.J. Gardner back from the concussion, and you can see – he's not even on this list, so that's great. I was going to say – I can't think of his name. Kyler Gordon. So Kyler Gordon's not even on here, so that's fantastic to see. The two questionables on here are Jalen Reeves-Maybin and Rome Odunze. Rome was limited 2 days, but he was full on Friday. And I think, Dave, you may have tweeted about this, but he's talked about how, excuse me, how he's basically playing through pain. And a lot of guys are late in the season. It's because it's do or die.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice, right? You get out there and do what you can. And he still, had 50 yards, 40 yards and made that big catch. So he's definitely still serviceable out there. So that's good to see. And then Braxton Jones is now officially fully back. DJ Moore is healthy, which is good. Amon's back, and that is great because, as we know, we lost TJ Edwards as well. And then Joe Tryon Shoyinka, who we traded for, is now back as well. I think he was out last game. The one that I'd say is interesting, I think Rome's playing, no question. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, he didn't get a lot of snaps in the game, but when he did, he was actually dominant. Like, he had 2 big plays on defense, like a tackle for loss, and then another one where he forced pressure on Jordan Love in the second half. And he was phenomenal on special teams. So hopefully he can play. It takes a village to win an NFL game, a playoff game. So I'm hoping he can be ready to rock and
Leave
roll.
that up for me, Fick, real quick, because I love everything you said. Rome, there was a tweet. It wasn't me. I think it was Jason Lezar.
Jason Leisure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He tweeted out a really good quote from Rome, essentially stating, that he's been playing with that foot injury and he still doesn't feel 100%. And he's just battling, and it just really puts. Yeah. I love that from Rome. Like, it is just not easy what he's doing out there, and so super hyped for him. And he still made plays, like you said last week. So obviously the biggest play of the season, him and Caleb. We're not having a preview pod. We're not previewing this game without that play. So shout out to Rome. Hopefully he feels a little bit better. I doubt it's going to. He's going to have to get surgery. He's going to have to wait until probably mid training camp where he feels 100%. So of next season. But Nick McLeod out. You talked about Maybin, right? Reeves-Maybin. He did play well. But what about DeMarcus? DeMarco Jackson.
Yeah, he's been great all season.
And I saw a tweet, and I felt the same thing. I didn't tweet it because
I already know. I bet I know what it is. You're talking about the speed. You're talking about the speed of DeMarco.
I love TJ Edwards, a leader. He's good. I just don't know. The injury is probably right. His hamstring. He's been dealing with that throughout the season. His speed just is not there, and maybe Jackson is just has another tier, another gear to him that TJ just did not have this year. And the Bears' speed with Kyler Gordon, it's noticeable. And Kyler's going to play more this week. He kind of got picked on a few times, but man, did he have some really good reps, especially at the end of the game. So overall, I said that the Bears are healthy, and I know we're missing Ozzie, right? That's tough. TJ, you hate to see it, but man, they're getting some reinforcements back. You got Kyler last week. You talked about Braxton Jones, a depth piece coming back. It's probably going to be Theo starting, but to have a guy like Braxton who's played a bunch of games, awesome stuff to have that type of depth coming back for a playoff game like this, because you just don't know. Could Theo go down? I hope not, but it's possible. Was that him that was running routes last week?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so you just don't know. And I thought he got injured on that post.
No, he just fell, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he tripped on that. So. Yeah. But I'm not afraid to say that the Bears, man, they just are getting healthy at the right time. Everyone's going to be dealing with some big injuries. It's just part of football, part of this. You're this late into the year, into the season. A playoff run like this, so it's going to happen. Next man up. But the Bears, thankfully, they have so many guys due to drafting, some really great signings, right? Unrestricted free agents. You look at, I think they picked up DeMarco Jackson off waivers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
in mid-season. So testament to polls and the evaluation from this coaching staff.
DeMarco Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's 23rd rated PFF linebacker. Isn't that crazy? Now, he doesn't have as much snaps as some probably the top 20 linebackers in the league, but PFF thinks he's played a pretty good season. I would say he passed the eye test as well. Yeah, definitely the speed too. And I think DeMarco Jackson's since if you guys don't know, the Bears run a lot of nickel. They are primarily a nickel-based defense. So they probably run nickel 70 to 80% of the time. And he is a nickel linebacker. So he's out there a lot for the pass coverage. So, yeah, great pickup. It's good to see because that, like you said, especially in pass coverage, you need that speed. Those guys are, those wide receivers and weapons are fast out there. So
I know we're in the middle of a season, right? A playoff run, but I can't wait to see what this team does in the draft on the defensive side, because it's gonna be fun to see what's added. But in regards to the Bears in this Rams game, really healthy. However, the Rams very healthy too.
Yep.
And I guess they're gonna need that heading into this cold. So let's take a look at the Rams injury report.
Let's do it. Excuse me. Yeah, so the list is long, but really there's only two of them here that are questionable, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo, who's the backup quarterback. He's not playing, so that doesn't even matter. Excuse me. Right. And then Deshaun Johnson, the defensive end, but he's not even a starter, and he's questionable. So really, they're good. The only one I will say that we have to figure out is the Matthew Stafford. He injured his finger last game by throwing the ball and hitting his offensive lineman's helmet. That happens like at least once or twice a year in the NFL. You always see it. I think it happened to Josh Allen too, maybe last week or the week before. And so that finger's injured. He was a full participant, which I'm expecting, but let's see how that affects him, especially in the cold. If you guys don't know, in the cold, typically it makes your injuries a little bit worse, especially the movement. Just movement in general in the cold is a little bit harder, as we know, but it definitely can make the pain a little bit more intense. So it'll be interesting to see if that has any effect on his throwing. But it's also Matthew Stafford, I think, who's going to win the MVP this season. He's played in games where he's probably had an injured finger before. I'm not the one who's going to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to see a lower end Stafford. I don't think so. I still think you're getting a pretty good Stafford. I mean, is he at 100%? No, but is he going to play 90% of Stafford? Still better than 25 of the quarterbacks in the NFL. So it's still going to be a testament for this defense, or I mean, a good test for this defense, no matter what. Yeah.
Stafford's going to be, as long as he's 90, 80%, he's going to be fine. Like he plays through injuries, tough. I will say, glad he's not a mobile quarterback because the Bears have just been killed. And I could be eating my words here where, I mean, he could dice this defense up, probably getting the ball out fast. However, with the conditions, what it's going to be like, we'll just have to wait and see. You know, I'm excited to see what really Soldier Field looks like at 5:30 and how cold it is, and if that affects these guys.
We've gotten diced up. We've been diced up by mobile quarterbacks. I think like
Malik Willis
ago. Yeah, Malik Willis. Obviously, Purdy was mobile as hell on us. Huntley destroyed us. I think like 2 pregame shows ago, I was talking about the Bears defense against mobile quarterbacks, and at that time, they were 27th in the NFL on containing mobile quarterbacks. I think it was like one of my takeaways of the game. It may have been for Malik, or maybe it was for someone else, was to contain the quarterback. So luckily, though, Matthew Stafford has -3 rushing yards on the season. So I don't think they're worried about him taking off. But like you said, he's going to be able to probably dice you up. And the numbers will back that up. And we'll talk about that here after we get to our first timeout and take a look at this team overview. But this defense, they've got a lot that they're going to have to worry about going into this game. But let's get to our first timeout here. First off, thank you for watching the BFR Podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag #NewFaceGang in the chat. That's hashtag #NewFaceGang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you've watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR Podcast. Now let's get back to the show. Absolutely. Really do appreciate it. Go ahead and leave. I already saw a couple of them come in here, but go ahead and leave your hashtag OGs in there. And if this is your first time, welcome to the BFR show, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. But leave a hashtag #NewFaceGang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out. All right, let's get to the team overview. Dave, I don't think you're going to be ready for this.
I'm ready.
Not fun. Not fun putting this together. Like, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this, man. Bears have stayed the same. They've been about the same for the past, I'd say, 4 to 5 weeks. They've been anywhere from 12 footballs to about 15 footballs.
Hey, I think you forgot the pass rush. We'll have to get a new graphic, right?
For which one?
The Bears.
Yeah. More than likely. Yeah, more than likely.
Montez Sweat can't get like the,
he's the only one. That's the problem.
Third.
Yeah, I know. Jeez. They're like 27, so they're a couple off away from being one football, but it's basically been like that all year.
And Austin Booker, like we don't talk about him enough. I think he's really come on the last 5-6 weeks. Like
he has. He's been
stats may not prove it, but man.
Yeah.
I actually think he has 5.5 sacks.
He does.
In the last 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Anyways,
I will say issue of this. No, you're good. The issue of this defensive line, I actually think, is the interior defensive line more than the exterior. Now, would you want another great edge on the other side? You know what I mean? A force multiplier? Absolutely. But I actually think the weakness of this defense in general is the interior. So, but we'll get to that definitely in the offseason. You know what's a weakness of this team, the Rams? Not much. They have 24 footballs. They are the number one passing team in the NFL. They're top 5 in rushing. They're top 5 in passing blocking. They're top 5 in their pass rush. And their run defense is probably their weakness, right? The middle of the pack. And their pass defense is solid, right? This is probably the best team we're going to face all year. Or at least this is the best team we have faced all year. All these NFC West teams are crazy, but like with the 49ers, their defense was like the worst, and it showed it. That's not the case with the Rams. They're definitely serviceable. Their defensive line in itself is scary. Byron Young, beast. Now, their numbers have been down a little bit, like when you look at sacks and whatnot, but you have Byron Young, you have Jared Verse, you have Dominic Pooney. Like, they have so many guys that are just force multipliers on that defensive line. They have been fantastic. And you know I love the trenches, right? Let me flip to the other side looking at the Rams offense. I'm going to give you their PFF scores here, okay? Or at least their rankings. Their left tackle, Jackson, number 8 in the NFL. Avila, their left guard, 10th in the NFL. A name we should all remember, Coleman Shelton, their starting center, 13th in the NFL. Dotson, their right guard, 3rd. And McClendon Jr. is 12th. So every single one of their offensive linemen by PFF is top 15, if not top 10. And a couple top 5. So they are good on the offensive side of the trenches, and they are good on the defensive side of the trenches. And I always say this. I think the best teams have the best offensive line and a really, really good defensive line, and the Rams attest to that, and that's why they've been so dominant all year. So and then also add into that Puka Nacua, best, you could say best wide receiver in the NFL. Devontae Adams, we all know that name, who destroyed us for good, 5 to 6 years over in Green Bay. And then you have Kyron Williams, who's been dominant this year. And you have the MVP, future MVP, Matthew Stafford, under future Hall of Fame head coach, play caller, Sean McVay. So when I say this defense is going to be tested like it's never been tested before, that is no question. This is the number 1 offense in the NFL. They lead the NFL in points per game at 30.5. I think they had a streak of like 5 games where they had over 31 points. This team is good. So, any thoughts on the overview matchup here?
Still got to come through Chicago. I
agree.
Let's see what happens. I agree, though, that this team is so they're lethal on really both sides. Leonard Floyd, I think, is still over there. I think he's like 31 years old. Isn't that kind of crazy? Do you remember when he was in Chicago?
I do.
2018 team?
Yep.
Anyways, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for this matchup. How you put it, though, it looks like you're doing your best to make me not excited, Vic. It ain't working.
I know. I'm not trying to bring it down. I'm just saying this is like, this is the ultimate lit test. If you can beat the Rams, then let me put it this way. Beating the Packers feels really good, and the narrative and the story behind it was very impactful. But the Packers lost 4 games straight before losing to us. It wasn't like this was a hot, dominant team, right? They were 9-7 going in. Now, was it a good team? Yes. You beat the Rams. Now I look at this team and say, oh, you could beat anyone. Like, this is a top team in the NFL. You beat them. I have full confidence that anyone who walks into Chicago, even though you wouldn't be in Chicago probably anymore unless Seattle loses, but I'd be like, you can beat them. So
it's house money. It's house money. You beating the Packers, really what it did for me, and I won't speak for every Bears fan, but I feel like there's probably a lot of fans that feel this way, is losing to the Packers would have really spoiled a really amazing season. But you beat the Packers in the playoffs. It felt like a curse was lifted, like a chapter was turned.
Yeah.
Not just for the franchise, but in the Bears Packers rivalry, in that story. Like, we're no longer like a punching bag, and that alone feels amazing. And it's gonna feel great through the draft. It's gonna feel great through OTAs, training camp, and of course when the season starts. So riding that high is great. Now it's house money. You're in Chicago. The team vibes are great. This team, I know they feel like they can beat the Rams. They can beat any team. And so now you go, you're at home, Soldier Field. Seeing that skyline or seeing the stadium in Chicago at night, Sunday night football. Last week was Saturday. It's incredible. The atmosphere, the fans. It's a real home field advantage that it's so cool because we haven't had the fans like this. I think it was I forgot who said this. It felt like an earthquake last week.
Yeah, a lot of people
how
said that.
loud it got. And so it's going to be a real testament to see how this Rams team can play. Obviously, we saw the Packers, have some issues like pre-snap. There's some penalties, especially late in the game. I'm not saying Matthew Stafford or the Rams, they're a veteran-led team. They're going to be prepared. But man, in the cold, that atmosphere, that crowd, I'm excited to see what this team can do because you beat the Rams. I guess I've said it like you beat the Packers, you do this, but like if you truly beat a contender like this, why not? Why not Chicago? Because then you're one win away, from going to the Super Bowl. And this game, in theory, remember we talked about the Seahawks, right, Vic?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, is he even going to play on Sunday? Probably. Yeah. What is that going to look like? He hasn't thrown a football. If the 49ers win, guess who's playing? NFC Championship game in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? Is that correct? Because the 49ers, they didn't win the division.
They're
the 7th seed.
The 6th.
The Bears.
6th. My bad.
That's right. Packers are 7th. But then the Bears would essentially host the NFC Championship in Chicago. That's 3 straight playoff games at home. And you went toe-to-toe against the 49ers in California, right? And now they have no George Kittle either, but it's just, man, this team, what an opportunity they have to truly make a run here. They're already doing it, but to kind of finish it off, like you're so close. You're so close. And like you said, the Commanders last year, you never know if you're going to get back here next year or how long it might take. You hope, obviously, this is consistent success. We've seen teams like the Chiefs. We've seen consistent playoff teams, right? Mm-hmm. But there's been a lot of teams that get to the playoffs and they're one and done, right? So It's hard to win this league. It's even harder to win the playoffs. Why not Chicago? And right now, this is I love this. I love getting a test like this because I think the Rams are really, really good. But this is why you played to get the number 2 seed too, right? Yeah, have them come to Chicago because this is a different type of game. If it's in the dome, and you're going to LA.
I think Stafford is 2-8 in games under 20 degrees. So, or it's like something like that. Yeah, it's super low. I saw the stats somewhere. I can't remember it, but you know what I mean? But again, it is Matthew Stafford. So I'm not saying weather automatically makes Stafford play bad. I don't think so. Like, this is an MVP quarterback.
He's going to be fine.
Super Bowl winning quarterback. But it does play some factor. How much we'll have to wait and see.
I think he'll be fine, but I think there's going to be moments where there's going to be opportunities for Chicago. Yeah. A drop pass, into drive, Bears get back in it, or maybe a chance to extend the lead or double dip before halftime. Like, there's so many scenarios here where it can happen. And then I hate to say it, at the same time, he's older. Austin Booker, if he gets one good shot, and I'm not saying he's trying to injure, but like, it's going to be cold. He's going to hit that ground.
It's going to hurt.
He's already hurting a little bit. It's like, not saying you're going to knock him out, but man, you're going to make him feel really uncomfortable. On top of that, 0 degrees, I think it's going to feel like 0.
It's going to be cold, bro. Dude, it's going to be cold. Understatement.
It's going to be fun, man. I cannot wait. Again, I'm so happy that we're giving these 2 tickets away because, I mean, it's going to be an atmosphere that you haven't seen since last week. And I don't know if you can beat a crowd like because it's just different. Bears Packers, man, is just it's crazy. And the tickets were actually more expensive last week, I believe.
Yeah, because
Bears Packers. Yeah, when we ended up purchasing those two. So,
but I'm
stoked, Vic. No matter
Sorry,
what
I just want to
overview, team overview look like.
Oh, for sure. Look, upsets happen. If it was just who has more footballs, then why even play the game? That's not how it works. Both teams have to come out and execute. I do want to say this. Thank you, Mo Hancock's 4985 on YouTube said, you mean Puna Ford? Yeah, not Dominic Puny. Sorry, that's my bad. I definitely did flip those. I do want to list off their trenches though on the defensive side, right? So Jared Verse 10th by PFF. Kobe, I totally forgot about Kobe Turner, who's been a dog all year. 6th. Puna Ford 3rd, and then you have Byron Young 9th. So literally all of their defense except Brandon Frisk, who was a rookie last year from Florida State, all of them are top 10. So again, to no surprise, again, as I like to say, the king of the trenches over here, as I love them, you have a dominant defensive line, you have a dominant offensive line, and you are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. So, but again, you got to play the game. You got to come out here. Numbers don't mean anything if you don't come out and execute and be on your P's and Q's. So that's
another thing, Fick. If you don't mind me, I want to kind of talk about how Chicago, like this run and this season that the Bears are having. I've never seen a Bears team more loved than this one right now. And it's obviously recency bias, but it's like, I'm talking in regards to how the NFL is capturing. And maybe it's just because it's like, we're in that a different age where it's like, there's so much content, but it's like, as far as the content that the NFL is pumping out about the Chicago Bears, right? You have the NFL films that they dropped like 10 videos on, right?
It's because of
money.
And
then Gatorade sending a Kyle Benungai, a Gatorade bottle that says this side up. I don't know if you guys seen the clip where NFL films were released, Luther Burden and Kyle Benungai on the side, and he went to go take a drink and he essentially had it flipped. So like it was the opposite way. And he ended up squirting the water out towards, I think, one of the players, and Luther lost it. But then it's just like the content, and I feel like there's so many brands that football are taking advantage or maximizing this type of run that the Chicago Bears are on, because this team, forget it's a charter franchise. It's one of the biggest markets in the NFL outside of maybe Dallas, but I'll put them right up there with them.
Yeah,
like they're just this city loves football, and I believe it's a football city first. I know we got Jordan and the Bulls and whatnot, but it's just a different atmosphere, especially when the Bears are good. And right now they are fun. Not even that, they're like, it's cinema. You can't write better stories. Like if they were producing a movie, I don't even think they would do the 21-3 comeback. It's like, it's almost unbelievable, right? If you wrote it. But they're doing things, and they're doing it in a fashion that is, I don't think we have not seen a Bears team do this at least in my lifetime ever.
Yeah.
And so I just love the eyes. I love the content that's coming out. The Bears social team has done a great job with 1920 Drive. Luther Burden, he's coming out with vlogs. He just released his playoff vlog from last week. It's so cool. It's so fun. We deserve it. Super stoked. I can't wait. I guess again, it's just that day and age. But what do you think? Like, I know you've noticed how much love.
Oh, it's the money though. They know.
Yeah,
it's the money. Look at the Pro Bowl voting, right? The Bears were top almost every position was top 5 because of fan voting. They know how big the Chicago Bears market is. So when the team is good, it's like automatic engage. It's posting about the Bears drives so much attention, engagement, and revenue for the league that they would be almost stupid not to. You know what I mean? And it's not saying they don't respect us, but it's the NFL. They're doing what's best for their pockets, and I'm not even mad at them for it. They understand that this is a big fan base that loves their Chicago team. And so when they're good, that's what they should be doing. I mean, if you look at all the playoff games or even like the most watched games week to week, I think the last 3 weeks, the number one watched game has been the Bears game. Whoever they're playing has been the number one watched game in the past 3 weeks. And I guarantee you this game is going to be the most watched playoff game. It's also why it's on Sunday night. So I think the NFL has plenty of data to be like, oh yeah, this fan base goes crazy for this team. Let's put them at the forefront. Because we know it
was pretty cool. I think the Prime I was looking at here, the Bears, they got 31.1 million viewers on Prime. Is the most streamed NFL game ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's the Bears. That's the Bears fans, man. We're crazy in a good way. I love it. So
it's good for the league. It's good for football.
For sure.
It's good for the city.
For sure.
Did you see? I know I'm going off.
No, you're good.
Did you see
I think I just lost you. You're cutting in and out, Dave. Wait a second. Wait a second. You're lagging a little bit. I think you're trying to say the Packers tweet, maybe? Are you talking about the pack it up tweet or rough day tweet? No, you're like kind of robotic. Wait a second. How
about now?
Difficulty. Yes. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on, but no, there was a Packers reporter, Packers content creator. He put out a shirt. It was like F. Ben Johnson.
Oh,
and even Packers fans like, we can't be doing like it was like, cut that out. We can't be doing that right now. Like,
what's worse?
You can't do it.
What's worse, that shirt or the official tweet from the Packers account that says "rough day," showing their players packing it up after a playoff loss? I'm like, that's the tweet you put out? Like, if the Bears tweeted "rough day" after we just got beat by our rivals in one of the biggest games of the season, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of that tweet?
Shout out to the Bears social team's killing it. They wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, even Packers fans are like, really? This is the tweet you put out, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yuko on YouTube, he goes, Caleb is box office walking dopamine.
For
I don't know why that's 100%. The dopamine hits we get from this team, incredible. So let's hit one more break, then we'll go ahead and continue to break down. We have our bold predictions. We have our official score predictions. A lot to get to.
Yeah, I think you're.
Am I lagging?
Yeah, you're lagging, but I hear what you're saying. You sound like a robot. It's funny. I know what you're saying, but yeah.
Let's get to
yeah. You're good. We're gonna get to our second time out here. I can definitely parse what he's saying. All right, we're gonna get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR Podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Absolutely. Shout out to all of y'all.
Am I back?
Yes, you are back. You are back. Cool. I'm glad that for the first time ever, I'm glad that the timeout read was a long one, so you had plenty of time to figure that out. But
yeah,
we'll definitely be in the offseason tightening that up. But
I'm back. Also, if we can, we have over almost 2,500 of you guys watch across all platforms. If you are on YouTube, or if you aren't, maybe head over to YouTube for us, hit that like button, subscribe. We appreciate it. Again, check out our giveaway, Bears Packers. Take a giveaway with just a few hours left to join and to be or to enter that raffle. You can check it out. All the information is going to be all the information is going to be on our Twitter, so you can check it out. It's my pinned tweet. I think Ficky, your pinned tweet as well. Essentially, how you win the tickets, all you can do, like the tweet, go to Instagram. There's additional entries you can do, but like the tweet, make sure you're following the accounts on there, and then we're going to pick a winner randomly this evening. at 7:00 Central Time. So give you guys plenty of time to prepare for Sunday, get everything ready the night before. And again, thank you for the support. Hit that like button, subscribe, and then check out that giveaway if you want a chance to go see the Bears Rams at Soldier Field tomorrow on Sunday Night Football.
Jealous. That's going to be a game. It's going to be a game.
Could be history.
Even though
historic.
It could be. Though Vegas doesn't seem to agree. So let's get to the Vegas odds here. And let's see what Vegas has this game as. Again, we're home, so you think it'd be a little bit more favorable. But they have the spread at Chicago plus 4.5. So they're expecting us to at least probably lose by a touchdown. What's crazy, the over-under for this game is still 48.5. So that Vegas says, yeah, we don't trust either of these defenses. In this type of weather, 48, that's more than last against the Packers offense. So kind of crazy there. Money line, though, is Chicago plus 164. And again, as we say every show, if you want to live a long, lasting, healthy life and keep your heart pumping at a rate it should be, I wouldn't necessarily bet on this game. But if you were a betting man, Dave, and you decided to bet on one of these, which one of these looks favorable to you?
Ah, man. Probably money line, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely your best odds. A game might be close, not? Maybe 4.5. I don't know. Either one
with
of those.
With the weather, I don't know 48.5, but we've seen this Bears team perform and score points in bad weather. We saw the Packers. Obviously, it wasn't snowy, but it was cold as hell. They still put up how many points? Like 50? Something.
Which one?
Which Bears Packers last week?
Oh, 20. Oh, yeah. Together, it was 58, almost 60.
Exactly. So, I mean, the over-under could be easy there with these two high-powered offenses. Or at least the Bears, they definitely have one in the fourth. If they can consistently, but it did be fun. But either way, they both can score in bunches. So, but I'll do money line Chicago. Why not, man? Like, I'm feeling really, really confident about this Bears. Like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
So,
look, they can definitely do it.
Decent amount of money.
For sure. For sure. To pay for your medical bills after the game. So I don't know if you saw this report. I think my girlfriend was showing it to me, but there were like 3 times the amount of calls to the ER for heart issues after the Bears-Packers game, which obviously isn't something to joke about because it's someone's health, but it's just kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy where it's like, yeah, that this is what it does to a person. So hopefully everybody was fine.
What cost?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
your life is definitely more valuable, and that's why I would say do not bet on these games. But it is fun to see where Vegas has us at. Yeah. And I know some of you sickos, I'm not going to call you out, are probably going to bet on this anyways. But good stuff. Let's go to the key matchups here of the game and see what we have. I think these ones are kind of obvious. At least mine is. I would say yours is too. But Ben Johnson versus Sean McVay. Sean McVay, the history of Sean McVay, came into the league, young coach. No one really kind of knew, and he just took the league by storm. When you're talking about the transition in the NFL of going like hunting for these young offensive-minded, gurus, it all started with this man right here, Sean McVay, and he's lived up to every expectation that's been held for him, right? Sean McVay then opened the doors for someone like Kyle Shanahan and the Shanahan tree. And then now you got people like Ben Johnson, Mike McDaniel, whoever it is, right? That all started with Sean McVay. Kevin O'Connell, Kevin O'Connell, Kevin Stefanski. Was Stefanski's offense? I think so. Yeah, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, he is.
This is all started from him. And Ben Johnson is trying to, obviously not trying to be Sean McVay, but he is trying to have that resume that Sean McVay has had. And so this is his first testament of basically, I don't want to say like teacher student, because it's not like Ben Johnson worked under Sean McVay, but kind of Sean McVay's the veteran here, right? And Ben Johnson, the rookie. So who's going to come out on top? If you have to say advantage, you got to give advantage to the guy who's won a Super Bowl, been to 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, been to 2 Super Bowls and has one of the hottest teams in the NFL. But Ben Johnson has also done a fantastic job. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think they both came off of not their best games. When looking at the film with Ben Johnson, I will say there were some schemes where he actually called the right play and the team didn't execute correctly, like that 4th down, or even there was a double post in the end zone on 3rd down, and Luther Burden against cover 4. Luther Burden kind of stopped his post which then made that safety sit there, but DJ Moore would have been wide open. So I think there's been the right play calls. The execution just hasn't been great. And then on the Rams side, Sean McVay was talking about, I think they had 8 penalties for 90 yards in the last matchup, and they've been one of the least penalized teams throughout the season. So they also came off kind of a rough outing from an execution standpoint. And as you know, in the playoffs, right, it's cliche, but the game comes down to inches. It really does. One play here, one play there. It really adds up. Kills a drive, stops points, settles for field goals, have to punt, whatever it is, giving one team another opportunity. So it's really going to come down, I truly believe, to who gets outcoached here, because the teams have enough talent on both sides of the ball that either one of them could win, and it's going to come down to coaching and execution. So that's why I have that as my key matchups.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Sean McVay, man, does he age? Like, he looks the exact same from 2018 when the Bears played the Rams.
Well, he came into the league. I was gonna say, though, he came to the league at like 33, I think, as a head coach, like one of the youngest ever. So he's still a young guy, which is crazy to say. I think he's under
early
40,
40s.
Maybe 40. Yeah, he's not that old.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about that matchup between Ben Johnson. Of course, then you have the Rams reporter asking about, he's good friends with Matt LaFleur, basically saying, hey, have you called LaFleur, talk about Ben Johnson and maybe help get some advice from him? And he kind of joked around and hinted at, what do you think? And I don't think McVay liked how Ben kind of reacted last week, the handshake, the F the Packers and everything like that. I don't think it's as big a deal. And in my opinion, I think McVay understands, sure, maybe his friend, but I don't care. Ben is, if he's going to be a villain of this league and the Bears are going to be a villain, like, about damn time. I would rather be a team that is hated than a team that is, laughed at. So, love Ben Johnson. I love the competitiveness. It's going to be a chess match. I can't wait to see. The thing with Ben and even McVay, they just adjust so well. And it's going to be, just big brain versus big brain. We'll see which one comes out on top. So shout out to Ben Johnson. They're doing this in year one is super special, especially in a city like Chicago. So instant success is not easy here. It's very, very rare. And so super stoked. My matchup.
I was gonna say, who had pretty instant success was also. True. That is true. I'm not going to discredit that. It's actually correct. But Sean McVay, right? Because that whole thing was who was that old coach? I can't remember. But it was back when the St. Louis Rams, and that was when they drafted Goff
Fisher
first overall. Fisher,
no,
you're right?
Was it Jeff Fisher?
No. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Jeff Ford.
And then when Sean McVay came in, he basically turned that whole team around. So. Hopefully Ben Johnson is following that blueprint. I don't know exactly what all details that, but if you want to have a long, successful career being a very winning coach, Sean McVay is the perfect example to look at. So I agree. It's big brain versus big brain, and this is going to be a chess matchup just like we saw last week. But let's get to yours, Dave.
Yeah, the real matchup. No, I'm just kidding. Matthew Stafford, Caleb Williams. You can go. You can't like whatever quarterback makes. One more play, I feel like that's just how it's going to come down to that. That's what's going to matter. You have an MVP candidate, and then I think you have a future MVP in Caleb Williams. So this is going to be a very, very fun matchup. A really cool aspect of this is Caleb. He kind of modeled some of his game after Matthew Stafford. He watched him growing up. And so to see these two, a vet and a young player like Caleb get to go at it on this stage, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be, people use the word cinema, but it truly is. It's going to be cinematic. It's going to be fun. We'll see what see if there's any more magic left. And I just can't wait to see two great quarterbacks. And I love that we get to say that about Caleb and a guy or quarterback in a Chicago Bears uniform, because he truly has been great. He's not perfect, but man, he is really, really electric, and he can win this team. He can win games for this team. You can win because of the quarterback. So, I think whoever plays better, I think it's going to come down to one play. Who's going to make that last play? What do you say?
Are you thinking cardiac Bears again?
Why? I feel like you can't not go with that. Like the NFL this year it's been so, a lot of these games they come down to one final possession, and the Bears obviously are the epitome of that this year.
Yeah.
And so if I had to truly guess, Yes, absolutely. I don't know what that looks like. Is it going to look like Jordan Love last week having one final drive? And I love that the defense put the nail in the coffin.
Love that.
Kind of was able to close it out. You know, how many times has that happened where it's been the opposite, where a Bears offense goes down, they do just enough, and the Bears defense just can't close the door. So I have an odd feeling that it's going to come down to this Bears defense again, where it's like Caleb and company might score, and there's going to be some time left. And a guy that's pretty scary is Matthew Stafford. I would say him and Caleb are very, very scary. We saw it last week, Stafford against the Panthers, where they almost lost to Carolina. A lot of people don't.
But that last drive, that pass to Ferguson in the corner of the end zone, like, geez.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about in regards to that one last play. And it all depends on who gets the ball last, right? Or what that looks like as far as possessions go. So we're in for a treat, man. This is cool. And I just love that it's in Chicago. Like, the city deserves this. I cannot wait to see, you know, those photos of just the crowd. When you're watching on TV, I know you hear how lively, how loud it can get. And it's cool. It's really cool. And then we got Jim, what's his last name?
You talking about
Cornelius or going to be singing the anthem.
The opera kind of anthem style. Yeah, I love that.
And then Chase Rice, Ben Johnson's longtime best friend, played football in high school together. He's a country singer. I guess he's doing a halftime show.
Which is crazy at Soldier Field.
I didn't know there was halftime shows.
Well, they normally don't at Soldier Field because it's outside. They do halftime shows in dome.
Chase Rice gonna be in a thermal jacket, singing some country, bro, with some whiskey.
Bro, he's gonna have like 12 layers on. Yeah, he's gonna chug a bottle before he goes.
He could be wearing mittens, holding that mic.
Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be freezing, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but it'll be. I'm sure it'll be enjoyable for the fans there. Crazy stuff, but yeah, I think those are the biggest matchups. I think that's fair, right? The quarterbacks and head coach. That's what you want in the NFL. Get your quarterback. Absolutely. Get your head coach, and these are two of you have the two GOATs in the category, right? Not truly the greatest of all time, but you have two guys who are really good at their craft, and then you have the two rising stars in Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So it's kind of interesting, you know.
It's cool. Rookie. Proven, upcoming. Shout out to Adam Hermanson on Facebook. Love the coverage. Great talk. Bear down. I just want to highlight that. Appreciate the feedback. You guys have been so kind just this season overall. So appreciate you, Adam. Hope you guys do enjoy. I know there's a lot of great Bears coverage throughout the city, on YouTube, all these platforms. So if you take the time, whether it's 10 minutes, full show, it does not matter. We appreciate you guys. Cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow night. We'll be live like we always are. Instant reaction pod. Right after the Bears versus Rams playoff game. So
I will say, thank God, 5:30, 6:30 time slot for a night game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What we finished 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
No, it was like it was like 2:30 for me. I'm like, come on, bro. No, I was fine, to be honest. It was a good time. I'm like, these games.
I couldn't go to sleep, man.
Oh, I was pumped. I didn't need coffee or anything.
And I will say this. If you guys have not seen, go to Ficky's Twitter. It's Ficky Baby. On all socials, but go to his Twitter and check out his pinned tweet. So there's so much going on. I had seen it on YouTube because I think you posted on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I had seen it there. I didn't realize you posted on Twitter, and it went crazy viral on his Twitter. And it's between he was at his I think your friend's house, right? And just the post game handshake with him, it was cracking me up,
bro. I wish you would have been there to see how much of a nervous. I have more videos, but like my girlfriend has a video of me like almost bent over on the last drive, like back against the wall. You almost think of the Jimmy Butler meme when he was in the finals and he was tired as hell.
Yeah. I know
that was me getting ready. Yeah, getting ready for that final drive. I bet you I was in that for like a good minute, just sitting there because I was a nervous wreck. I know some people are able to watch the game cool, calm, and collective. Like, I'm not like at the end I was screaming a little bit, but I'm not like, breaking things or anything like that. But I'm telling you, my heart hadn't been pumping that heavy in my whole life. I was like, holy cow, it all comes down to this. So shout out to all you people who can just sit there confidently and just be like, oh yeah, we're locked in. I can't.
I wasn't nervous. I was just watching. I was just like, I hope they can pull this out. I hope they can do it. We deserve this. That was my mindset. And then of course, when we won, I was hyped. So
I felt like I had like confidence that we could, but there was still that doubt.
But there was a lot. There's a lot going on for you. Your friend is a Packers fan. There's a lot in that room. Anyways, go check out the video is what I'm trying to say. Hilarious. It's worth your time. It's quite funny.
The handshake's the funniest part because people are like,
oh,
that's
yeah.
more respectful.
The respect. It was you guys, it was like midfield app. Yeah.
That was funny. Good stuff though. We'll appreciate that. Cool. Sorry, this cough is coming back. But let's get to the keys of the game here real quick. And I'll kick it off. Now, some of these do get a little repetitive, I will say, but it's true, right? You want to beat this team? We talked about in the beginning, the weakest part of their defense is the run defense. Run the ball. The run, I think I put an article out maybe a couple days ago. I think it was a couple days ago about how our running game has actually not been great. Hasn't been bad, but it didn't look like what we saw week 6 through like week probably 14, right? So it's definitely been down. I don't know exactly the reasons why. I have some stuff in the article that kind of talk about it, but you got to get the run game going. It's going to be another freezing game. And I also believe this is why we have not been able to score early, and you'll talk about that in your next one. But we have not been able to establish the run early. If we can do that, I think we can start off hot. Second one, get pressure on Stafford early. We talked about he's not a mobile quarterback. If you can really get into his face and where he cannot get out of the pocket, you can make some things happen. If not, I'm telling you, he is going to surgically dice up this defense. That's what Matthew Stafford has done his whole career. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it. And this year he's been doing it too. He have like 47 touchdowns and 7 interceptions or something like that? Incredible. Like, this is wild. And then the third one here, this Rams offense is the number 1 team passing on play action. They're also the number 1 team in deep passes, right? It helps when you have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. So you got to stay disciplined on play action. You cannot get beat on those deep shots. I'm telling you, that is what is going to kill this team. If we end up losing, is going to be because of that. Big plays that possibly lead to touchdowns. I'd rather dink and dive their way down there, maybe settle for a field goal, than get beat for a big 50-yard touchdown catch, which can happen. Like, Puka's done that so many times this year. Devontae led the NFL, I think, in touchdowns this year, or at one point he was. So you got to stay disciplined on play action. Those are my 3 keys to the game.
I love it. Yeah, Stafford he's first in passing yards with 4,707. He's first in passing touchdowns with 46. He only has 8 interceptions, and then he has a QBR rating of 71.1. That's 4th in the NFL. MVP
47. Like, in today's NFL, that's crazy. If you go back to like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady era, where there wasn't as much 2 deep safeties and like passing was at its peak, that's still impressive. But you saw a lot of people kind of getting near there. In today's NFL, we're barely seeing 4,000-yard passers, and this dude had nearly 50 touchdowns and 5,000.
He also, what's crazy is like that season, the Rams are 12-5. They only have 1 more win than Chicago, and you have a guy that put up those numbers. It's kind of bizarre, honestly. So,
well, you know what
I don't know.
You know what a big piece of that is? In their close games, the Bears are in 1-score games. The Bears are 7-2. I think that's right.
Yeah,
they're 4-5. So they're actually under. They're more likely, not a lot, more likely to lose a game in a close game than they are to win it.
True.
It's basically
Bears are battle tested with that. So,
which is crazy because we just listed off all the great things about this team. You have the comeback king, Matthew Stafford, who's been like that his whole career. And it's like 4-5 in 1-score games. What's happening there? So interesting stuff. So maybe close game, cardiac Bears. Maybe you feel good about this situation. Well, we will definitely see. Let's get to your keys of the game here, though, Dave.
Okay. So need to start hot, for the love of God. Please. I would love to see just this team. Get off to a good start, man. Like I've said it multiple times this year. I would just love to see it, man. Please. And then secondly, can't give up touchdowns. If you get the red zone, the defense has been relatively good at this, but force field goals. Okay, keep this team. That's how they stayed in this game. Obviously, the McManus missed some field goals last week, but that's it. Put it on the kicker, right? Like, who knows? At Soldier Field, it is difficult. We know the conditions. Force field goals, you don't know if they're going to be missed. At the worst case scenario, you give up 3 instead of 7. I think it's going to be big this game. We saw how huge it was last week against Green Bay. I feel like it's going to be another talking point, hopefully another key for the Bears to maybe come out with a win here. And lastly, get to Stafford often and create a turnover. I'm not going to say 2 or 3, but if you can get to Stafford often and then get that one turnover, because last week we saw the ball just did not bounce Chicago's way.
Those 2 fumbles.
Twice.
Remember the one of them, the Javon had it. Come on, you got to follow.
Javon jumped on it. It shot out like a rocket. And then you had the
kickoff.
Great. Yeah. Josh Jacobs gets peanut, punch and that ball it did not bounce. So, and the Bears still won.
This is actually a good point. I want to bring this up. Where was it? Yeah. From Plastic Rockets saying no takeaways, like you said, and we won.
It's poetic because Dan Orlovsky, he said the Bears don't win without getting takeaways.
To be fair,
handily win this one.
He's kind of right. The data would show that.
But the Bears are proving they can do it in different ways. They've done it all year, man.
Yeah,
we're due for a blowout win. Are we not?
Is this the team?
Come on now. How sick would that be? It would kind of remind you of the Saints in when the Bears went to the Super Bowl NFC Championship game.
06.
Obviously, this is divisional, but
they handled business in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that game. That was Matt Hasselbeck. Way back. That was a good one. I think Bernard Berrien had like a big touchdown
Hasselbeck
catch in that one.
For the Saints?
Oh, Saints. I thought you said Seattle.
We beat Seattle handily? I can't remember that
one.
I thought it was a walk-off with Robbie.
We beat the Saints handily. I mean, we beat the Saints handily, and then we went to the NFC Championship game against Seattle, Matt Hasselbeck. I think that was a close one. We won and went to the Super Bowl.
No, we beat the Saints in the NFC Championship.
Oh, so I have it reversed? Was it the Seattle?
Divisional was Seattle, and I think Robbie walked it off, or it was close. And then because I remember Reggie Bush and that team, and then we beat them. And I remember the newspapers, and we had like shirts. I think it was Urlacher, if you remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sold the trophy
on the newspaper. Yeah, so against the Saints, I believe.
No, you're probably right.
I think I'm right. Check me if I'm wrong, Chad.
No, you're probably right. That's so long ago. I can't even. 2006 is 20 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
Anyways, hopefully we get something like that. So those are my keys. Now let's get to our
definitely some good keys there. Yeah, let's
predictions,
get to
right?
Our bold takes, which have been quite depressing. But let's get to it.
Yeah.
All right, we were 0-2 last week. Not great, but the Bears won, so who gives a shit, right?
They got to be bold, man.
Yeah, they have to be. Dave, you're 6-12. Not great. I'm 8-10. Not great either. Not very impressive numbers, but that's the whole point. They got to be bold.
Make playoffs.
That's right. That is right. We are looking at the draft. That is for sure. Top 10 picks, no doubt. My bold take here, though. I had 200 last game. I said 200 rushing yards, and I just felt like the weather and whatnot and how this team was built for the playoffs. I thought they'd run the ball more. They barely got above 100 again, which is wild. So 200 might be way too bold. So I took it down just a smidge because this run game hasn't been fantastic, but I think they could possibly do this. You get 175, I think you win the game. No question. So I'm hoping for that. Don't know what's the missing key and why it's not been able to do that. I think also playing the Packers, for some reason, they haven't had a great rush defense, but in all 3 matchups, they've held our run game to under 100 yards. Don't understand it. Hopefully, since we haven't played the Rams 3 times this season, Ben Johnson maybe has some better designs or surprises that can get up some explosive run plays, because we haven't really seen explosive run plays. That's what we're missing. In the fourth quarter, we saw 2 Kyle Monungai, I think on like a 3rd and 6. He got like 8 or something or 10. That was a big one, but there hasn't been as much as we like, and that's what has driven this offense. Sorry, muted, Dave.
I believe last week, Jeff Haley, Packers DC, like these guys, I think they're trying to force Caleb to beat them. He has, of course, which is great. Yeah. And I think they're doing their best. These teams are doing their best because if Chicago gets going, Swift, Monungai, and that offensive line, if they truly establish the run, they can be super, super, super lethal, dangerous team. And so doing whatever they can to get that to stop and really just to have, and it is smart. Caleb Williams, 2nd year, he doesn't really make a lot of mistakes, but he can become inaccurate, right? But they're forcing Caleb to put it on his arm, and Ben and Caleb are delivering. So we'll see if they can do it again. But I think it's going to be a huge emphasis to not let those 2 backs get going, not let the offensive line get upfield and really start to dominate in the trenches is crucial, because I think that's in Chicago in this weather. If the Bears control the clock, they can run the ball, and they're putting 9, 10, 11-minute drives together, that's going to be a really hard recipe to stop. And I think the Bears would be super, super. It would lean towards Chicago if they get that going. So we'll see what that looks like. But I agree with you. My bold take
teams. I was going to say one last thing. I think teams saw what happened to the Eagles. Like, at good defense, and look what the run game did. It was a blowout. And if you force Caleb to have to win it, you're not getting blown out. And that's no disrespect to Caleb. It's just like, you see the recipe of this team, which has been their number one key all season, is you get the run game going, we can shut teams out instantly. So
yeah,
good point. It'll be interesting to see. Let's get to your bold take. Now I need you to clarify on this one. I like the bold take, but I need to know the parameters of what starting hot means to you. Because this is bold. This is bold. They have not done it in like 4 or 5 weeks.
So what do you parameters are? If the Bears start hot, I will say 17 plus the first half.
That is fair. That's 100.
Is that good?
Yeah,
17 points in the first half, or 17 plus. If you want to put 20, I guess we can. But I think 17.
No, we can do 17. That's fair
because we scored 3 last week. So,
and then how many? We scored 16 points in total the week before against the Lions. So,
yeah, and then dropped 25 in the fourth. So
yeah, I think that is a fair one. It's
okay.
I don't know. I love a good fourth quarter comeback. Like, it is cool, but I would like to feel as a fan that we have a chance throughout the whole game. You know what I mean? Like the 49ers game, you felt like you had a chance the whole game. Obviously, the end result wasn't great, but that's what I'd rather have than like the first half, me being a sad puppy and, losing a little bit of faith, but just totally fair. Because again, they did something historic last week, and then they have to put on a show. Like,
true,
I don't know.
But the high of those wins,
for sure.
God. The dopamine is unmatchable.
You're right. So do you want like more calm and heavy, or do you want like the lowest of lows and then the highest of highs? So
give me honestly, I hate to say it. Give me a close win, a walk-off win. Those are the feeling. I'm like losing my mind. The feeling, the dopamine after it lasts a while. And maybe I'm just not familiar with like a blowout win, like how that feels. A playoff blowout win could feel great, but I don't think there's anything that you can match what the Bears have been able to replicate and win these close games. It's the high is the highest of highs.
Yeah.
Like I said, that walk off to DJ was unbelievable. Like that one will stick with me. I know last week was incredible, but it's like that walk off. It came out of nowhere, right? He just launches it. DJ catches it. The scenes where it was.
Let's think about it. You've got the 4th and 8 from last game, right? You'll never forget that.
Incredible.
You'll never forget the DJ walk off. For some reason, I feel like
I'll never. Though? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because I was
saying that 4th and 8. I don't know if you felt this at the time. I was like, "Wow, what a play!" But I was like, I guess I couldn't cherish it until after.
Oh yeah,
that was the catalyst. But it was like I was like, oh, that was insane. But it was like I didn't believe. Like obviously kept the game alive. Like 5 minutes left, you don't get that, game's over. But at the time, I was just like I couldn't appreciate it until afterwards. Where then I was like, oh my gosh. And now you see everyone. It's been like I've seen the tweet like 20 times now. Where it's like,
yeah,
is that the most like historic throw or most incredible throw we've seen in like a decade or in franchise history? Like national people. Everyone is saying how insane of a throw, and people are looking at, is it the greatest throw that we've seen in a long time?
Crazy.
So,
but you know what's crazier?
What is?
Back-to-back plays, including that one, the flat was open right from the start. So
you can't get the Colson there. You had pressure come out.
No. It was open right away before. So what happened was there was a stunt from the defensive lineman. They did this on purpose to force him to his left. But right from the jump, now again, I'm not in the locker room. I don't know the reads. But it was pretty open. And why I say that is because in the play before, they did a cover 3 match, the same thing. And I think it was DJ or somebody, flat immediately wide open. Again, not critiquing Caleb like, oh my gosh, whatever. You made a fantastic play. But I guarantee you, Ben Johnson is in the film room being like, I don't care about that throw. This was supposed to deliver that ball. So
Caleb,
but it's just funny though. Harder, again, he made it harder. Of course, that's the one he hits too. It's like, I'm not mad about it. It's just kind of funny, but good stuff. I was going to say one final thing. It's like, this season, those 2 plays I won't ever forget. What do you think the third one is? That I won't forget. Another game
Flea
winner.
Flicker,
But
Cowboys.
no, that's a good one though. But no,
that was great. You think about that one, how insane of a throw that was to Luther.
It was. But it
another
wasn't a
game winner of this year. Oh, Colston Loveland. Bengals.
No, that's a good one too. Okay, I won't forget that one either. The Bengals walk off. That's a good one. Overtime.
Okay. That was regulation, actually.
Oh, was. That's right. You're right.
Anyways, another game winner.
Yeah, not to put you on the spot. I'll tell you in like 2 seconds if you don't know. And I don't think you'll expect.
So we have the Bengals. We have the Packers.
Way earlier in the season. You had to go way back. Improbable. I was like, this game's over. Blackwell block field goal. I don't know why, but I won't forget.
Oh, I was thinking touchdown for some reason. Yeah. Okay. I was like, oh yeah, the Raiders.
Because you don't see that. You don't see that often.
Dude.
Yeah.
That was like catalyst
field goal to win.
Think about like huge. The momentum there to keep this.
What we were 0-2.
We beat the Cowboys after.
Oh, so we were 1-2.
Yeah, and then I think we got to 2-2 maybe.
And then that started the win streak. The 7 game? How many? I can't remember. It's been a long season, but yeah, I think that's a good one. People here, Isaac said the flea flicker. That was a good one, like you said. I totally forgot about the Loveland. That play was crazy, was incredible. And that's one where it's like that was his breakout game.
We'll look back at Loveland, 10 years from now after he's just been dominated. We're like, when did you know? Like, maybe some people thought, before the draft that he's going to be special, but like, when did you know? Like, when was like, when did it come? Like, what was like the breakout moment for Loveland? And it was like, rookie year against the Bengals. He just took it to the house, won the Bears.
He had like 180 yards, 2 touchdowns or something like that. It was a crazy game.
And now what's scary is he's like consistently a problem. It's like Ben Johnson is diabolical, right? And now he's utilized. We saw it last week. The linebacker from the Packers, forgot his name. It was his first snap ever, and it was a 2-point conversion.
Neiman,
2-point conversion, and you get Loveland. Formation was tight, and then you spread it out. Loveland's 1-on-1. It was like, okay,
what a perfectly called play by Ben Johnson, right? That motion out to single. You basically did a jumbo package when he went like this. That was jumbo. You brought in 3 tight ends. Then you audible or motion out everyone. So then you have 2 on the outside, and then you have Colston Loveland still in line. And then you motion him out to then isolate because that is the only DB linebacker on that side.
Because the Packers went heavy. They had one skill player on the right side, and he was on Cole's side.
He was on
the thing is,
Cole's all the way out.
It's great to have all those plays, but he also drafted Loveland. And he did it for this reason, where it's like it's an insane matchup problem, and now we get love hopefully another 10+ years. And the thing with Love is he's like scratching the surface. Like I think he's just being like when he gets 150 yards, you're gonna be like, it's gonna be the norm, not the norm, but it's not gonna be surprising. So okay.
Sorry, no,
what's next?
There's a funny comment. I think this may have been on Pat McAfee, but as one reporter put it, anytime you put a top 5 tight end on a white backup linebacker, sorry, that's just fun. Someone, I think it was on Bussin' with the Boys. I think one of them was like, white on white crime. I knew that was over from the jump. So sorry, that's just funny. But anyways, Colston Loveland is going to be a problem. 21 years old, looking like everything you wish to get in the top 10 pick. So I'm super, super excited about it. And I think it's a good comment here, Dave. But obviously, Loveland runs routes like a wide receiver. He's definitely a mismatch there, but he blocks really well. That DeAndre Swift touchdown, the one where it's kind of like a counter, right? Where basically you had Zacchaeus as a fullback. He then went into the flat to pull one of the DBs, and then you saw Colston come across the line in line. And then basically do a trap block on the defensive end or something. Perfect block, opened up a hole, boom. DeAndre Swift, wide open lane, goes through the touchdown. So it's stuff like that. Just like Ben Johnson is just a mastermind. And also shout out to all the film breakdown people down there. That's where I'm getting a lot of this knowledge. I've learned so much. When you have a good offensive coordinator, you can start to see a lot of, the game open up because you actually see how plays are supposed to be executed and what a good play looks like compared to Shane Waldron last year where you had 2 of the wide receivers running dual slants in the same area. And you're like, that can't be right. So anyways, Yeah, that doesn't. I'm no offensive coordinator, but I don't think there should be two guys in the same area. But anyways, good stuff. Okay, let's get to our final break, final time out here, and then we're going to do our score predictions, Monday headlines, and our shout outs. Like always, again, we appreciate every one of you being here on a Saturday morning. Super excited, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, before we close out the show, I got to tell you about some awesome stuff that we have cooked up on the BFRstore.com. As you can see here, we have hats, hoodies, mugs, stickers, a whole bunch of fire stuff, and we're always working on new creative designs. Maybe jerseys coming. Yeah, who knows? But you can check it all out at thebfrstore.com. All the proceeds from the merch store just goes back right into the show. And plus, we want to give you fire stuff because we want to look fly all the time. And we want y'all to look fly as well. So if you want to support the BFR show, go to thebfrstore.com. We appreciate all the love and support. Now let's get back to the show. Awesome stuff. This is random, Dave. Sorry, not to get off track. It'll be real quick, but we talking about this because we play Arc Raiders, right? Micah Parsons said, yo, I can't grind for Arc Raiders. I'll pay someone $500 to do it for me. I just think that's funny. I don't know why, but I just saw that. Anyways, I know people are like, what the hell is that doing anything? But I just thought that was a funny ass tweet, so I had to share. Okay, let's get to our score predictions. We have been much better on this compared to our bold predictions. Basically the complete opposite. We got to take a look at these here. And it starts off with Dave, 10-8. We love to see that. I am 12-6, which is also great to see. We are looking good there, both playoff bound. And let's start it off with me. I have the Bears 27-24. As much as I kind of talked everyone off a ledge about how good this Rams team is, which it is good, I can see the Bears winning this. Also want to preface that I can also see the Rams winning this. It is a playoff game. These are two good teams, anybody's game. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe I'm high off the hopium, but I think the Bears can find a way to pull this off 27-24. Bear down. And I did not look I did not even look at yours. I did mine first, and I was like, oh, wow, thinking the same. But let's take a look at yours, Dave.
Yep, 27-26, weird score, one score game or 1 point game. I believe in these Bears. Let's see.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be an interesting one. Either way, we think it's going to be a close game. It's probably going to come down to the fourth quarter, of course, and probably the last drive. Fantastic. So at least, the Bears are used to it. As fans, we're also used to seeing it. So it should be a good one. Now let's go to, the Monday headlines here. I have Miracle on Ice. Now, of course, this isn't the National USA hockey team, but this is about to be a frozen game. And you're going against all gods. If you beat this team, it is truly magic, right? You can't explain it. You can't explain this Bears season. You can't explain all the, NFL record comeback wins. It doesn't make sense. It's just vibes at this point. So I'm going Miracle on Ice, and what a way to go into the next week.
Let's
get to yours, Dave.
Yeah, my Monday headline, do you believe now? I think there's a little bit of, maybe not in Chicago, but I think there's a lot of skepticism sometimes when it comes to these Bears. Can they continue to do it? We've heard that question over and over and over again. You beat the Rams. I think it silenced a lot of things. So
I saw, was it the Wiener Circle that did Silence of the Rams? I thought that was funny. The play on words.
Great.
You just said silence. And I was thinking of that. I'm like, that one's
great.
That we need them to write our headlines as well. That was a good one.
That's great.
Okay. Let's
Ghost Riders.
That's right. This is straight from the dome. Let's see if there's please put in your predictions in the chat as well. I'll try to star those and get those up as well because I want to see what you guys think. And if you want to join our Discord, do it. It's free. On there, we have a weekly competition where you predict the scores, and winners win $5 from our a gift card to our BFR store, and you get a shout out, which we're going to get to here in just a second. So let's go through here and get a shout out to all of our OG members. We got Lomid, who's our Hall of Fame Patreon member. This is Chris. Hashtag OG. What's up, fellas? Let's go bear down. Thank you so much, Chris. We got Plastic Rockets in here with a hashtag OG bear down. We got Rudy Pfaff the fourth with a hashtag OG. Let's get that NFC chip. Hashtag bear down. What a ride it's been already. Exactly. We got Davey Cooper, 1872. First time. New face gang here in the chat. Thank you, Davey, for watching.
British tank. Is that right?
Oh, is that what that is? It is.
I don't know. It's like a tank, Soldier Field or something.
Yeah, it looks like the British flag's on it, but that's awesome. Thank you, Davey. Thank you for joining the Bears Film Room Podcast, the number one show for the fans, by the fans. Really do appreciate that. We've got Jerome from Darien, our Hall of Fame Patreon member, with the hashtag Jerome, OG. Man. I know Jerome's great. Hashtag OG. Bears going to get the W tomorrow. My bet, final score under 6 points.
Okay.
Nice. That's pretty close. Let's see here. We got Cheese in the Bear Pod. This is Brennan with the hashtag OG Bear Down LFG. Would love to see how the Packers fans are feeling on your next episode. We got Isaac Everett on YouTube, hashtag OG. I think we have a great shot at taking this one, boys. Let's take out McVay and the other LaFleur. I will say, as long as the defense gets back to creating turnovers, we can take it tomorrow. Absolutely. We're definitely going to need some help on the defensive side. Yep. Appreciate it. And Peril 34, hashtag OG, got the perfect headline. If the Bears win, 18/9, which is a true statement, but that's a good one. Double power there by 2. RB Catcher, hashtag OG. Shout out to Dave's less than regular hat size. Sorry, that inside joke is just too funny. Sorry. Let's see if we got any more in here. We do have some game prediction scores. Let's take a look at those. Okay. Ron on here with 38-10. Bears. Rams hate the cold weather. Man, I would love to see that. Just a straight beating where I can kick back, put my feet up on the couch and relax.
Awesome.
We got Max Fire Fantasy Report here on YouTube with the Bears 24-20. So, here's a good one. I do like this from Max Fire as well. Monday headline, Stafford passes the torch. Yep, that would be nice.
Or just passing of the torch.
I like that. See? I love that. Anyway. Let's see if we might have I think we have one question in here. Yes, we do. So from Max Fire again, said is Billings out? Mm-hmm. No, he is not. He is ready to go and he's ready to play. You can go back to the beginning of the episode where we talk about the injury report as we do to kick off, I think probably 10, 15 minutes into the show. So I think that is it. Let's get to our shout outs for, of course, our Patreon members. And if you want to get a shout out every show and be a Fire Patreon member, you can join. Link in the description. A bunch of giveaways and free stuff in there. It's a great time. So let's get to our Hall of Fame Grizzly members. Shout out to Michael from across the pond, Gage, Phillip, Michael Berry. We got Angie, Ryan Reeves, Daniel Jones across the pond, Thomas, Tito, Dave, Jerome from Darien, and Chris. Thank you, Jerome and Chris, for being active in the chat today. Really do appreciate that. And we also appreciate our Rookie Grizzlies as well. As well. Shout out to Alex, Chris, Ethan, Lee, Caleb, Jason, and Megan. Y'all are fantastic. We really do appreciate all the support. And again, if you want to be like them, get some fire stuff in the Patreon, win free stuff in the Patreon, get on calls with Dave and I, you can join. Link in the description. And then also free to join, cost nothing. Well, you can technically join the Patreon for free as well, but the Discord is free to join. We do run competitions in there as well. And we got to give a shout to this week's winner of the week for the score prediction. I think it's either Lezus or Lizas. And this one was the closest score of the whole season. He predicted Bears 31, Packers 26. So he was off by 1 point. We haven't had a perfect prediction yet, but I think that's the closest one so far. So shout out to you. You will be getting your gift card to the BFR store later after this show. Okay.
Love it.
Awesome. Oh, we got one more in here. Ken on YouTube, hashtag OG, Bears going to win by a field goal in overtime. Jesus.
Man.
How about this one? Is this how Caleb Williams will throw another game-winning touchdown? I'll take it.
I like that one. Both would be electric, but love to see Caleb do it.
Absolutely. Well, that is it. Thank you all for tuning in to the Bears Film Room Podcast, number one show for the fans, by the fans. We really do appreciate y'all being here with us on this Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. And again, we'll be live after the show tomorrow.
Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe if you stayed this long. We appreciate it. Again. Bears Rams tickets are still available. We're giving 2 away. Check out my pinned tweet, Ficky as well on Twitter for how to enter. Cannot believe we get to watch another playoff game. So we'll be live right after, like we always are. Hit that notification bell so you can go ahead and get alerted when we do go live. Appreciate the support. Ficky, anything else?
Nah, man, I'm ready.
All right. Bear down. See you tomorrow.
Peace.